Welcome back. So now we're going to be taking a look at our financing activities. So looking at our balance sheet here, we've now taken care of our investing activities. I'm going to highlight it in yellow. We have covered that. And we've got long-term notes payable, okay, which has changed. It's decreased. So what does that mean? We must have made some payments on our long-term note payable. And we've got some changes in our common shares. So we're going to have to analyze that common share account. And we're going to analyze our retained earnings account. So we must have made some payments of our long-term note payable. Okay, so I'm going to come on up here. And obviously it's going to be a cash outflow. I'm going to take my current year and subtract my prior year. So I can see I've made $8,000 of payments on that note payable. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and let's analyze our retained earnings. So I'm going to come down here and create my T account. Okay, so you can see I've got my retained earnings T account here. And what increases retained earnings? Our net income. What decreases it? Our dividends. So I am going to go ahead and I'm just going to complete my T account for those items. And when I put in here that I had $76,000 of net income, to make my T account work, I can see I must have paid out dividends of $74,000. So that is going to be a cash outflow. So I'm going to come up here and have my dividends paid. Capture that $74,000. Okay. So now I'm here. I've taken care of my long-term note. I've taken care of my dividends by analyzing my retained earnings. And now I need to do my common shares. So I can see I've got my T account for common shares. I've got my opening from my balance sheet, my closing from my balance sheet. So it has increased by $50,000. I need to do that analysis. I know I issued some common shares for land. Okay, so $15,000 was in land. We've already done that analysis. If I issued those shares for land, that's going to be non-cash. And I issued $20,000 for equipment. Okay, so now I'm going to total it up. Does this actually work? It doesn't. There must have been another issuance that took place during the year that would have been a cash issuance. So what I want to do is I want to capture the cash issuance of common shares in my cash flow statement. So if I'm issuing shares, what am I getting in return? I'm getting cash. So cash is going to increase. Issuance on proceeds of common shares. I'm going to go grab that. 15,000 here. And I have now captured all the items that are going to affect my financing activities. I've got net cash used by financing activities. Next step, I need to figure out what is my net increase in cash for the year. I'm going to figure that out by taking the totals of each section and adding them together. So my operating, my investing, and my financing. I can see that my net cash increased by $29,000. Okay, now I'm going to add it to my opening cash. So my cash on January 1st, which I'm going to go and get from my balance sheet here. So I can see cash at the beginning of the year was $51,000. So my cash December 31 should be the total of those two, the change in cash and my beginning cash. And that should equal what it is that is my closing cash. Now something obviously is a little bit off here. 51,000, I think it has to do with the, with the type of formatting in the cell. So 80,000, I'm going to go look, does that agree? Yes, it does. So I must have gotten my cash flow statement correct. Hopefully these little videos are helping you make your way through our cash flow statement.